it's at this point in the video that you've clicked on the title and you're like, say what? Yeah, that happened. What's up, everybody? So quick update before we get into the vlog, because I know you're all dying to hear why Holly was down. I did want to let everybody know I've been getting a lot of messages, and a lot of people have been wanting me or been asking about the highlight video for the meetup. I want to let everybody know that video is coming. I'm currently going to pick up the footage, or the SD card with the footage on it, as we speak in this video. So once I get that footage, I'll be putting that stuff together and making an awesome video for you guys. But for now, gotta pick the footage up before I can edit it. If you guys are dying to see a highlight video, there's a link in the description you can check out, and an annotation on the screen. If you want to go check out my girlfriend Headed ET's behind the scenes video of the meetup, she did a little highlight video. So if you guys want to check that out while you're waiting on me to do my highlights, feel free, click the links below. So guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw yesterday, or technically yesterday, if you're watching the video on Tuesday when the video comes out, if you follow me on Instagram at CheaseOntwowheels, you will see that I posted a picture that looks kind of weird if you don't have context for it. So Holly has been down for a while. Holly is now back, obviously. Holly's been back for a minute, but with the meetup going on and everything, there was just way too much happening for me to just go out and do a little vlog for you guys. So I've been having to put it off and put out other content in the meantime. But yes, Holly is finally back now. She is in running order. She was running fantastically. And a lot of people have been wondering, you know, what's up with Holly? Why has she been down? Well, Holly was down for two reasons. One was my crash cage, this little black bar down there. I couldn't get the bolts back into it because, like a genius, when I installed these fairings, I at one time had both engine bolts taken out of the motorcycle. And if you can't pick up on the context clues, engine bolts hold the engine onto the motorcycle. At some point in time while putting these brand new fairings on, Holly's engine was just kind of hanging, you know, just hanging out, doing her thing. For whatever reason, getting the bolts back in, I like stripped the bolt or the threads on the engine. So I took it into the shop. They end up having to fill the holes and re-drill them to get these guys back in, but they got that fixed. That was the easy part. They fixed that like in a day. The part that took a little longer was when I would rev, and if I would do a solid rev, just rev up, the RPMs would go whoa, and they wouldn't go. It wouldn't have a solid like increase in RPMs. So I didn't want that to be an engine problem. I'm not a mechanic by any stretch of the definition. So I, you know, as soon as I feel like, or as soon as I have like an engine issue, I immediately take the bike in and get it worked on. So I go in and tell the guys, like, hey, if you rev like the shit out of it, it'll rev up, and then it'll pause, and then it'll keep going in one single rev, where it should just be like, wow. They're like, oh, okay, it's probably like a spark plug, English. When I was talking to the tech at the shop, they were like, oh yeah, it sounds like you might need new spark plugs or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I'm in a situation where I don't really know much about bikes at that point, or I don't really know much about that part of a bike, so I can't really comment. It's like most of these spark plugs, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, good point, because if I said good point, I might as well just, you know, obviously I have the knowledge, I might as well just put the spark plugs in. Anyway, seems like a simple problem. Spark plugs are pretty cheap. The install on the spark plugs are a little pain with the R6, because you have to take all like the radiator off and stuff like that. Regardless, I was like, all right, well, you know what? Do what you got to do. I need a running bike. This is my job. I need a motorcycle running efficiently. So go ahead and do what you guys got to do. So I wait a week. I don't hear anything, and I thought, you know, I gave it a week because, you know, they could be backed up or something like that. It's no big deal. And I get a call back, and they're like, yeah, problem's fixed, you're good to go. And I was like, sweet, so you guys got the rails put in, right? They're like, yep, absolutely. We had to re-drill them and everything, but they're working fine. And I'm like, awesome. And I was like, what about that engine problem? And the guys were like, well, the thing is, we couldn't replicate the engine problem. And I'm like, oh, interesting. So my mentality for that was, oh, okay, so the bolts not being in correctly must have like had something out of line and caused an engine problem, and that's why it wouldn't rev correctly, because that made sense in my head. So I'm like, sweet, I'll be there tomorrow. So I go pick the bike up. I have a beautiful like reunion with Holly, and I'm like, yes, my bike, my baby, she's back. And you know, I'm looking at the bike. I have that little like honeymoon phase, like 5 minutes of like, oh my gosh, I love my motorcycle. I finally have it back now. Goodbye money, who needs that? Say what? So I jump on Holly, you know, after I check the engine bolts. I'm like, okay, cool. Engine bolts got put back on correctly. So, holy crap, that's an amazing house. That is like my dream house. Oh, minus the basketball goal. I ain't got no use for that. Anyway, so you know, obviously you check the frame sliders or the crash cage. Looks good. So then I jump on Holly, turn her on, and then we're talking like bike's still in the shop. They opened the door, and the bike was sitting there, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna rev it up. I rev it up, the same problem's still there, and I'm looking at the text, and I'm like, hey, so that problem that you couldn't replicate, I replicated it, which is frustrating to me because I had driven all the way to the shop, and now I'm like, okay, so there's the problem. Like, I had like 3 techs around the bike, and I'm like, here's the problem. Revved it, did the woo-woo, revved it, woo-woo. Be mindful that I got the bike back about 3 days before the meetup happened, so that's a thing. It was like last second of shit. So, go back to the shop after a week, and the tech sends me a picture on my phone, and it was the same picture I posted on Instagram, and I was like, what the hell is that? So, turns out, at some point in time, I don't know when this happened, at some point in time, a rat, a literal like R-A-T, monsters and sewers type rat. A rat got into my motorcycle's engine and was like, you know what, dude, this place is nice. I like this place. I want to make this my home. And while doing so, you know, you sitting at home, you just sitting there chilling, you get hungry, right? Well, the rat did too. The rat got hungry, and the only thing around to eat other than the metal of the engine was wiring that went somewhere. I don't even know what the wires were, but there's a motorcycle behind me, or a scooter, something, regardless. So yeah, you could see in the picture, if you go back and look at it, the rat nest is like chilling right here, and there's some wiring that runs right here, wiring right here. The fat ass rat just sat in his bed and chewed on the wires of the bike. Mind-blowing, man. Freaking mind-blowing. I was not aware that rats were a problem in a motorcycle. You know, in a home, I guess, you know that you put out the little rat trap and you try to catch them with cheese. Well, I can't put cheese in my engine. Cheese gonna melt. Cheese gonna melt in there, man. So, yeah, a rat ate my bike. So I go to pick the bike up, and like I'm sitting there talking with the tech, and from my point of view, when somebody tells me, hey, a rat ate your engine, I'm like, oh shit, okay, so that's for real. I was talking to the tech because I'm flabbergasted at this point. So I'm sitting there talking to this tech, and I'm like, dude, have you ever seen that? Because being a tech, you know, you get all the bike maintenance shit. And yeah, I'm like, have you ever heard of a rat getting in an engine and eating the wiring? He's like, yeah. What the hell is happening? Hold on, I'm gonna get back to this whenever this traffic quits, because this is ridiculous. She seems... Say what? In this traffic you can. Oh, that thing is fucking giant. That is massive, dude. Holy fuck. That's crazy. So it is a scooter behind us. So I've now got that confirmed. Yeah, I'm sitting there talking to the tech, and I'm like, dude, have you ever seen this before? Because I'm thinking this don't happen very often. And he's like, you know what, man? You would be surprised how often we see this type of thing. And, you know, the first thing my brain goes to is like, when did my bike sit long enough for a rat to not only chew on wires, but like to collect grass and make a bed? Like, I don't even know when Holly sat long enough. It was right after, let's see, when was it? It was right after the bike got painted, and it was after the fairings got put on. But I mean, like, I was riding the bike. I don't know how. I had to have ridden with that shit in my bike. Like, there's no way that could have not happened. So at some point in time, a rat just decided that a motorcycle is a beautiful home. You know, it's stylish for sure. Don't let your bikes sit for too long, because rats will take that shit over. But yeah, guys, that's what happened to Holly. She got taken over by rats, got her wires ate, got her bolts stripped. She just got all beat up, but she's good now. Holly is back now. She will be in the regular rotation of vlogs for the future, and yeah, she'll be back to normal, assuming no rats get to her again. If you guys like the video, make sure to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe for future videos. Motorcycle. Why would you park a bike there? Why in the shit would you park a bike right there? That's a horrible place to park a bike. It would take a car just a skirt. Your bike is done, and you ain't ever gonna see that car again. Also, guys, I wanted to let you know right before we head out of this video, I've been extremely active. I feel I've been very proud of myself with the activity I've had on my second channel, C2W 2. Make sure you guys click over there if you want some C2W off the bike action. It's Facerville City over there, so if you guys have always wondered what my face looks like, that is where you get it for free. You're welcome. Alrighty, guys, I'm out of here. I'll catch you later.